This is the story of Will, a successful banker who loves adventure. He has a girlfriend named Alicia, whom he loves very much. However, one rainy evening while returning from work, Will doesn't notice an oncoming bike while crossing the road, and he gets into a serious accident. After the accident, Will's life completely changes. His body becomes paralyzed from the neck down. Next, we're introduced to a charming young woman named Louisa, who has been working at a cafe for 6 years. But now the cafe is about to shut down, and Louisa loses her job. This makes her sad because she comes from a normal middle-class family and has been supporting them ever since her dad lost his job. So, finding a new job quickly becomes urgent. Louisa meets her boyfriend Patrick, who suggests she go to the job center. At the job center, she meets Syed, who tells her about several jobs. However, most of them require special skills that Louisa doesn't have, which discourages her. That's when Syed tells her about a fixed 6-month caretaker job for Will, which also pays well. Louisa decides to go for the interview at Will's house, where she meets Will's mother, Camilla. Louisa and Camilla have a conversation. Louisa honestly admits that she doesn't have much experience caring for someone or knowledge about Will's condition, but she's a fast learner, rarely falls sick, and can make great tea. Camilla believes that Louisa's friendly and cheerful personality could bring positivity to Will's life, so she hires her. Camilla also explains that Will has been living this way for the last 2 years after his accident and is very disheartened with life. She asks Louisa to try her best to become a good friend to Will. When Louisa meets Will for the first time, he makes some odd facial expressions and jokes around with her. Louisa's family is very happy that she got a new job. For Will's physical care, there's also a male nurse named Nathan. He explains Will's daily routine and medications to Louisa, making it clear that she isn't required to handle Will's physical care. Her main responsibility is to keep him happy and spend time with him. After this, for several days, Louisa greets Will with a smile and tries to talk to him, but Will keeps ignoring her. He's frustrated with his life and is generally irritated, which makes it hard for Louisa. Feeling upset, Louisa tells her sister she wants to quit the job. But her sister, who wants to go back to college, urges her not to leave so she can support her further education. Louisa agrees and decides to continue with the job. The next day, Will's ex-girlfriend Alicia and his old friend Rupert visit him. Alicia tells Will that she is going to marry Rupert. After hearing this, Will becomes even more depressed. Alicia explains to Louisa that she tried hard to stay in a relationship with Will, but he pushed her away because he didn't want her to ruin her life for him. In a fit of anger, Will knocks down all the photos in his room. Later, Louisa picks them up and puts them back together, but Will angrily tells her he doesn't want to see her anymore. Louisa responds that she was hired by his mother and will stay until his mother says otherwise. She also tells Will she's not there because she enjoys his company, but because she needs the money, which is why she can't quit the job. Understanding Louisa's situation, Will starts to behave a little more normally. Now, the two start watching Will's favorite movies together, which Louisa ends up enjoying as well. Louisa takes Will out to the garden for a stroll, and together, they begin to genuinely enjoy each other's company. Will's mom and Nathan, the nurse, are happy to see Will interacting and looking happier after a long time. During one of Will's checkups, Nathan tells Louisa that Will never recover and is always in a lot of pain. This sad news makes Louisa feel low. She also notices scars on Will's wrists and realizes he had previously tried to. One day, Louisa overhears Will's parents arguing and learns that Will has given them only 6 months, after which he plans to go to Switzerland for assisted death. Will's mom hopes she can convince him during these 6 months that his life is still worth living. When Louisa tells her sister Traynor about Will's decision, Traynor encourages her to make the most of the remaining time with Will. She suggests Louisa should keep him happy and help fulfill his wishes, hoping that maybe it will change Will's mind about ending his life. Inspired by this, Louisa begins coming up with creative ideas to bring joy to Will. She even helps shave him and, after getting permission from Will's parents, takes him out to see horses, something he used to love. They also attend a musical concert together. Louisa invites Will to her birthday dinner at her home, where she cooks for him. Everyone celebrates together, and her boyfriend Patrick gifts her a locket with his name inscribed on it. Will surprises Louisa by gifting her her favorite pair of leggings. Remembering this small but meaningful detail from their conversations. This makes Louisa very happy, but Patrick feels jealous. Will even gets Louisa's dad a job in his company, wanting to help her achieve her dreams. Later, Will takes Louisa with him to Alicia's wedding. At the party, Louisa sits in Will's lap and they share a beautiful dance. The two start falling for each other. That night, they venture out in Will's wheelchair and spend the whole night together having fun. However, the next day, Will falls ill with pneumonia from being outside all night. Determined to lift his spirits, Louisa teams up with Nathan to plan one final adventure trip for Will, hoping to change his mind about dying. Meanwhile, Patrick finds out about their upcoming trip and gets upset. Louisa has been so focused on Will that she hasn't spent time with Patrick, which leads to the end of their 7-year relationship. But determined to save Will, Louisa takes him on a memorable trip to Mauritius. One night during the trip, Will asks Louisa to stay in his room, where they end up kissing. The next day, Louisa tries scuba diving and both of them thoroughly enjoy their time together. While they're on the beach at night, they kiss again, and Louisa confesses her love to Will, asking him to stay and live happily together. Will tenderly shares that while their moments are precious, he cannot give her all the happiness she deserves and doesn't want to live life unable to experience it fully. He sticks to his decision and refuses to change his mind about assisted death. Heartbroken, Louisa breaks down, wishing she had never met Will, and walks away. After returning from the trip, Louisa stops talking to Will and resigns from her job. Sad and withdrawn at home, Louisa is comforted by her father, who encourages her to visit Will in his final moments. By then, Will and his family have already left for Switzerland. Louisa follows them there, and upon seeing her, Will's parents are glad. Smiling, Louisa jokes with Will that she's come to kidnap him. She lays her head on Will's chest, cherishing some last moments together. Louisa plays his favorite song, and as it's time for Will to go, they share a sad goodbye and kiss. Will's parents, deeply saddened, say their goodbyes as Will passes away. A few weeks later, Louisa is seen in Paris, sitting at Will's favorite cafe, reading a final letter from him. Will writes that he's left her some money, not a huge amount, but enough that, while taking care of her family, she can also pursue her dreams. He encourages her to live life fully and fearlessly. The movie ends with this heartfelt message: